Up. Up. Back. Up. Let it bounce. Ah! What is up, everyone? Casey from MB Tennis. Hope you guys are doing great today. Today we are on part 2 of fixing my forehand. So if you're interested in staying and you are enjoying or enjoyed the last part 1 to this, please stick around. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're on our way to 10,000 subs. We have lots of good content on the channel already, so please like and subscribe, and of course, much more to come. We're doing racket reviews, string reviews, focusing on a little bit on myself with this little mini series here. We do a little bit of gym videos as well, and of course, just documenting my tennis journey as a whole, so please like and subscribe. It really helps us. So if you have not seen the first part of fixing my forehand, please check that out before you come into this video, because you will have a much better understanding of what is happening. But if for my people that have watched the first part of that series, you do know that my forehand is undergoing some major construction. As a little bit of a recap, in the last video we went through a practice plan, we talked about some maybe minor racket changes, but most importantly, the technical changes and the new coach that I started working with. So the technical changes included my prep. I need my prep to be much earlier. I have changed that. It is much more away from me now, more Holder Rune, Avicii, and Carew from my Tennis HQ style. So that's how the prep is looking. I need to get the ball out in front. That allows me to hit it more out in front. And then there is another small technical change that we have added in a little bit more as well. And the minor technical change that we even added a little bit more here now is not too complicated, but a little bit of a change, and it's a two-parter. The first part is holding a little bit looser in the grip. Holding loose in the grip is very important. It's something that I've told kids and club players when I'm coaching a lot, and sometimes, you know, I don't listen to my own advice. You should be holding the grip at probably in between a 4 and max 6 out of 10 when swinging on like 95% of shots. If you hold the grip too tight, you lose a lot of feel and control over the racket, and you can't really let the racket do its job because you're just gripping too hard. So that was one thing I tried to focus on. Me and my dad were also talking about a little bit to try and make my forehands move through the ball more, feel a little bit more flow. So that's kind of the first thing, was the tinkering of the how hard I'm holding the grip. And the second thing was kind of similar to this, making it flow a little bit more through the impact now that I've, you know, got my setup figured out, and the impact point is much better, and that is kind of imagining that side arm throwing snap motion. I don't really flow through contact as well as I should, and that is something that you can even just work on by like throwing sidearm. And there's also some little basket hand feeding drills that I've done recently that really helped me work on that, which I'm sure we can overlay here right now. But those are the two little updates that I have kind of made to my forehand since the part 1 video. But now I'm going to bring you guys through what I did today in my session to really help work on this, and also now that I've done these technical changes, how can I put that to work in a practice, which will ultimately lead to me playing in matches with these changes. So the first drill, we always start with mini tennis. It might sound redundant, but you always should start with mini tennis. It's good to get a feel of the ball. It's good to have a good proper warm-up after your physical warm-up. You should alternate between hitting forehands and backhands. That's what we did today. In today's goal, we wanted to just do 2 sets of 10 up the middle. I didn't actually hit many backhands. I'm struggling with my left wrist right now, so it's actually been maybe a a blessing in disguise because I've been hitting so many forehands. So this is a good thing for me, but hopefully I can get my wrist here back on track. I have been doing a little bit of work for it. It'll be back, but I have been hitting a lot of forehands. But if you're doing this this drill in the mini court, make sure you're alternating between forehands and backhands. The next drill that we do is down the middle. Now we did show a couple down the middle drills on our part 1 of this series. However, we're going to show you guys a little bit of a different one today. If you're familiar with the first episode, we did a drill called up and back. And today we are doing a drill that has a different cue, still up the middle, but it's yes, no. The goal of this drill is to try to hit the ball every single time at waist height. So this is actually challenging your up and back movement still, but it's a different cue. So you use yes and no. If you are not able to get the correct contact out in front at your waist, that is a no. So this is helping me a lot right now, just identifying that ball coming to me and getting in the right spot. When you go through some technical changes, these little minor things go a long way. And this also like speeds the process up for me as far as like, since I am making this big technical change, doing these little things correctly right out of the gate, identifying, getting the ball out in front, spacing, this all promotes that. So we start just by hitting up the middle, saying yes and no. And another thing to note is if you don't have a practice partner, you can also do this if somebody's racket feeding you, or even if you have a ball machine, you could still work on these things. It's really just about the movement. Moving to the ball, and for me, the movement with these new technical changes. The next drill, it is called drive and shape. Still up the middle with your partner, or maybe you don't have your partner, same basket feed, whatever, ball machine. And the goal of this one now is to use the cue word drive or shape. So you should be using a shape ball when the ball is below the waist and you need to hit up on the ball to create some spin and some depth. You should not be hitting a drive ball, which would be more of a flat shot when it's below your waist, because that linear trajectory is just not going to work. A lot of people might think hitting a drive ball, even if it's up by your shoulders behind the baseline, might be the play. It's not necessarily the play because it's just so tough to hit a drive from so far behind the court. I still make that mistake once in a while. So make sure you're making that correct decision, whether it is a drive or a shape ball. Once again, two very important cue words that are helping me kind of develop my forehand ever since making some of these technical changes. This next drill is called block it out. Once again, this is on the cross court. You can do it down the line if you like, or even still down the middle, but what I have done is stuck my dad into the corner, and essentially he is just popping floaters to me, and my goal is to take it around the peak and on the rise, or take a swing volley. So this is really good for my racket head speed, still maintaining and thinking about these little technical things that I talked about earlier. And once again, the movement, the ball is going to be in a different spot every time. I might be taking a floater. It might push me back maybe a little bit more. My dad is kind of, like I said and mentioned before, he's like a 4.0 player. So it's good because I have to adjust. I need to put the ball back at him every single time. So this is just a really good drill to kind of work on everything and also add in that racket head speed part as well. And like I said, you can also do this drill if you have a ball machine or somebody racket hand feeding that maybe your parent coach can't really rally with you. There is ways to do these drills without a hitting partner. And we did do two other drills today that weren't necessarily forehand related, because you do have to work on some other things. And we did do a volley to baseline drill, working on the first volley. That is something that's very important in singles and doubles, especially within college tennis. So we did do a little bit of volley work today. And then also we worked on the serve, starting from the trophy position. So really breaking things down here, just starting from the trophy position, working on that. And then we also played some points at the end to really bring this all together. So yeah, you can play a tiebreaker at the end. You can do what we did at the end. We did, since we worked on trophy position serve today, that's how I was serving. I was only kind of using my upper body to start with, and we played points out like that. I once again kept my dad in the corner just because of our level difference, and you can kind of do that with your hitting partner as well. So This is episode 2. Thank you guys for watching. And also big thank you to Matt Cudstub for helping me on this journey. If you guys are interested in taking these practice plans that I'm explaining in this video from episode 1, this episode, which is episode number 2, and the future episodes to come, you guys can use my code to get a pretty nice discount of 25% off of his Level Up program. He's got a great thing going on right now. I've been working with Matt for a while now. Really has helped my game a lot, and I'm sure he can help you guys as well. So once again, you guys can use my code to get 25% off his new Level Up program, which is a lot of the stuff that I'm going through and showing you guys now. The journey is still continuing. It's a work in progress. Technical changes are not easy to make, and I'm walking you guys through this because it's important to diagnose your changes. Don't shy away from your changes. You know, everybody has a weakness. This was a weakness of mine. My goal is to try and create it more and change it and turn it into a strength. And I think we are on that path now, but it does take a lot of work. And I'm happy to bring you guys through that here. So this is episode 2, part 2, whatever we want to call it. Thank you for watching, and part 3 will be here in a couple of days. Catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.